Well, hello again, real worlders. Today I got a treat for you. Today we're going to be talking about alien bodies, right? And apparently Mexico has a bunch of them. And we're going to look at this article here. It's by Reuters. It says a close encounter with alien bodies in Mexico, right? So here we are. There's a video. They got these. Apparently, this scientist or archaeologist or whatever he is, he found these. This guy came up to him and said, "Hey, man, I got these dead alien bodies. They're mummified. Want to check them out?" So here he is checking them out, and he's showing them to the Mexican Congress, right, and saying that, "Hey, this is proof that aliens exist. We should look into this stuff." So here they are. They got. He brought two of them. Here's some pictures of them. They're basically only like, I don't know, 3 feet tall, something like that. They're pretty small. But they're, as you can see, they're fairly intact. I mean, and they got like 3 fingers, 3 toes, stuff like that. So let's check it out. Well, let's watch the video and see what you think.
These two tiny mummified bodies, images of which were shared around the world this week, are now the subject of much controversy. For Jaime Maussan, a Mexican journalist and longtime UFO enthusiast, the alien-looking forms are among the most important discoveries in the history of humankind. But for many scientists, they are an already debunked, perhaps even criminal stunt. Maussan gained instant international attention when he stood before Mexico's Congress just days ago and presented the two figures. He shared scientific analysis and study results he argues prove the bodies are about 1,000 years old and not related to any known earthly species. Reuters gained exclusive access to his office to see them. The bodies appear ancient and share characteristics with humans. Maussan claims they were found around 2017 in Peru.
Porque es lo más importante que le ha pasado a la humanidad.
It is the most important thing that has happened to humanity because it's the opportunity for us to evolve, for us to grow, for us to maybe initiate communication with other intelligences. I think this phenomenon is the only one that gives us the opportunity to come together.
But the backlash from the scientific community came just as swiftly as Maussan's newfound fame, with scientists and archaeologists in Peru calling the bodies a farce. Reuters correspondent Cassandra Garrison spoke to Maussan about his research.
And he told me that the scientific analysis and data studies that he's been presenting this entire week actually were done on a different body that remains in Peru. And the two bodies that he presented here in Mexico, he's not done scientific analysis on, saying that he didn't want to damage the specimens. And I think that could potentially change the conversation. But we had scientists independently review the results who told us that they do not represent anything out of the ordinary and certainly indicate normal life on Earth.
Maussan is no stranger to controversy, having participated in a 2017 documentary that appeared to feature doctored mummies. As to how these two bodies arrived in Mexico from Peru, that's a question Maussan says he can't answer. According to him, a man brought the remains to the country and Maussan asked permission to present them to Mexico's Congress. But the move has angered Peruvian officials, who have filed a criminal complaint against him. Maussan says he's done nothing illegal and welcomes the Peruvian government to investigate the figures.
So this guy here, so he found he was approached by a man, apparently got these mummies from Peru, and said, "Hey man, check these out." And of course, this guy, Jamie Maussan, he's been known in the past for presenting other type of mummies that didn't, maybe pan out so well. So yeah, there's a lot of skeptics out there. And of course, the NASA and all these other scientists out there, they're saying, "Hey man, let us check them out. Let us check them out, see if they're real." And so far, he hasn't, forked them over. Well, for one, he, it's not his to give away because it's apparently this man's. But Now I guess the Peru government is actually suing this guy, saying that they stole him from Peru, right? So it's kind of a weird situation. There's a lot of conspiracies out there saying that they're talking about aliens because they're trying to distract the public from political turmoil that's going on in Mexico, and because if you can distract your citizens that way, they're not focused on how terrible their lives are and everything else, right? So there's those conspiracies out there. But as far as these things go, I apparently they took X-rays. So I actually have an X-ray they took of this thing. So apparently this is the alien that they left, I think, in either in Peru or in Mexico. I don't know, but he had three of them, right? But he only brought two to Congress. And so these are the X-rays he showed Congress, and he's basically showing that, yeah, this is, its head, and this is its body here. You see his ribs, but for some reason, it looks like he's missing some ribs up here, But then he has this like weird device up here that's definitely not natural in his chest, right? So they're claiming this thing's a female. I don't know how they know that, but they're claiming that these little things in its lower abdomen area are eggs. But I beg to differ. But I actually have a different theory on that, so stand by, which I think is very interesting. So it's kind of weird. I mean, these things are definitely, I know there's a lot of skeptics out there saying that, these things don't look human enough. But at one point, you're saying, well, if it looks too human, then it wouldn't be alien, right? So you know, and I just think it's kind of funny because I see people walking down the street every day downtown that look pretty alien to me, So and so it wouldn't be surprising if something came out this way, but it's kind of interesting. So what I think is actually going on here is, this thing was probably mummified, and well, it obviously mummified, and this thing here, I believe that whoever mummified it, actually ripped out, part of its rib cage or chest, cavity here, and if you compare to Egypt and when they used to mummify, their pharaohs and whatnot, they actually used to disembowel them. So they take out all their organs and everything else. So they probably accessed it from the chest, and they ripped out all their heart and liver and lungs and everything else. They ripped all that stuff out because it's actually easier to mummify if you don't have all those body parts in there spoiling and getting nasty, right? And what I think is there was probably some ritual that actually, when you take out somebody's heart, you might want to put something back in its place, right? So maybe they put like some stones or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it was some sort of ritual that they, to appease the gods or something, or because maybe these were children, and their parents wanted to, have them live forever in the afterlife, and they needed their organs, right? So they put these rocks in there to help them live. And what's strange though is not everyone has these rocks in it. Only a certain aliens or mummies or whatever you want to call them, have these stones in them. That's why they're calling some female, some male. I don't know. I know usually you can tell if it's a male or female just by looking at the the hip structure and the hip bones and stuff like that. That's uterus and I don't know what there's usually ways that they can tell, but like I said, these things are aliens, right? So everything could be different too. So there's really no way you can just look and say, oh, that's a female. So it's definitely interesting. There's actually another video I want to show you guys. This is my Twitter page, and I thought this was kind of funny. So this is a comparison to ET, and I don't know, man. This looks pretty similar to ET. You got the long, skinny fingers, got the skinny neck, the big brow, big eyes. And nose. I mean, it's a dead ringer for ET, right? So, and then I also saw this other video. I don't know where this video came from, but it looked like they had a bunch more of these things, and they're claiming it's from Peru as well. So let's check this one out too. Find it here. Okay, so as you can see, they're little tiny things, right? This one's really tiny.
Se llama Clara el ser, ¿verdad? Así lo bautizaron. Sí.
Tridáctilos, 3 dedos en manos, 3 dedos en pie.
Cráneo, manos y cuerpo completo de las momias de Nazca. Se trata de 3 seres diferentes, con diferentes dimensiones. Hay un corredor público para dar fe de hechos y vamos a entrar hasta el cuarto de los rayos X. Acompáñanos para ver.
En el vientre.
¿Cuáles son los huevecillos, perdón?
¿Estos 3? Que ven.
Son.
So as you can see in this X-ray here they're taking, you can see the stones in the stomach or eggs, and these bodies are just so uniform. I don't know how they get them so uniform, but and then you got this this thing in the chest here. So it's a little different than the device before that was kind of holding the chest together. But it definitely makes sense to me that these things were probably gutted and they probably filled their cavity full of something plus some rocks. Who knows? That's my theory. And I don't know why this X-ray, it's it seems like these bones here are so bright, and these other ones aren't. I don't know if it's just the layer. It's probably like a CT type scan where when I had if you have CT scans, you can do different layers, and sometimes things come up different brightnesses. So it's kind of interesting. Let's keep going here.
Sí, pudimos entrar y sí se alcanza a ver. Ahorita les muestro una fotografía de esa. Y la placa ya la ven en el pecho. Y aquí pueden ver un anillo. ¿Lo alcanzan a ver?
Sí, claro.
As you can see, there's a ring
en la falange
on this thing's finger.
del medio, en la misma aleación.
And they're claiming it's some sort of alloy, like a gold platinum mixture. Maybe a bunch of different mixture of different types of metals, but they weren't sure because they didn't want to ruin it. But look how long this, I don't know if it's a foot or a finger or what it is, but this thing's got to be at least 2 feet long. Yeah, it said 45 centimeters.
¿Para qué servían esas placas? No lo podemos saber.
3 dedos, 6
Una,
falanges.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 falanges, el doble que el humano.
It had 6 phalanges, which is basically kind of like the knuckle.
Exactamente, también tridáctilo.
Están haciendo una radiografía para tener la veracidad del hallazgo.
So this guy's taking another X-ray. And he's basically saying that, it's basically a real body, you know what I mean? He says he takes X-rays of bones and, you know, of humans, and this is basically what humans kind of look like under the X-ray.
¿Cuántos años lleva siendo técnico radiólogo? 6 años.
You know, he says it's not plastic or anything.
Igual, mira, acá están las clavículas, todo. Lo que vemos en el centro son bolas que pueden ser.
But what I find interesting in this video, if you back up just a little bit. So if you back up here, you know, it shows that, you know, there's no plate in the chest, right? And it actually has the ribs kind of go all the way up. And, you know, that seems kind of interesting to me. You know, why are there stones down here if there's no plate? So I don't know if maybe they accessed it from a different way. You know, maybe they actually gutted them from the stomach area. I don't know. Or these could be real eggs. You know, this would actually make more sense with eggs because this is actually a little more centered in the body. But I'm not sure why there's, you know, two or multiple in there. I found it was kind of interesting. There was actually another, so they're actually claiming these things are kind of reptile-like. So it kind of makes sense if, you know, if they're kind of reptilian type creatures, they could have, you know, eggs and multiple eggs, you know, they could have, so it's kind of interesting. Let's keep going with this video.
Lo que vemos en el centro son bolas que pueden ser.
So he's saying they kind of look like eggs, but he says he can't tell.
Aquí en la imagen. Miren, son sus costillas, caderas. Igual se ve real, no es real. Para dar fe de hechos de esta situación, que efectivamente era un hospital real, una máquina real, el hospital Arcángeles de Tijuana. La exhibición de las momias de Nazca en Tijuana va a ser a partir del 3 de septiembre. Van a ser 10.
So, okay. So that was the end of that video. Yeah, so, you know, it's a very interesting topic. What do you guys think? Do you guys think these aliens are real, fake? Do you think, you know, they live among us, or and supposedly they lived among us 1,000 years ago, right? So what do you guys think? Make sure to share, like, comment down below, and subscribe. Okay, peace out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.